Appearing for the first time in July 1999 in the comic book Stars and Stripe, Courtney Whitmore was a tribute to Jeff Johns' sister Courtney, who had passed away in 1996 at the age of 18. Even though Jeff Johns has written several comics for DC, including Green Lantern and The Flash, this was his first one, and obviously it holds a special meaning to him.
And comic books were everything to me. Like, they were like, I grew up with them with my brother, and we loved them, and we loved superheroes. It was, it was just everything I loved. And I think what helped me, obviously, was I took my passion I had my whole life, and I decided to create a character based on my sister Courtney called Stargirl. And she would embody everything that I loved about my sister. My sister, because she was the youngest of three, had a lot of drive. She was funny. She would do anything that her older brothers would try and do, and she did it usually better. She was amazing. She had this endless energy.
Ahsoka here for Geek Up or Shut Up, and today we're talking Stargirl Season 1. Since her creation in 1999, the Star-Spangled Kid, or as we now know her, Stargirl, became a fan favorite thanks to John's work in animated and live-action shows like Justice League Unlimited, Smallville, and Legends of Tomorrow. So now, 21 years after her first appearance in the comics, Stargirl finally got her own TV show. And being that this character means so much to him, Johns became the showrunner and was super involved in every step of the way of making this amazing TV show. He even moved to Atlanta where the show was shot for 6 months. Stargirl is a delightfully charming story of self-discovery for the teenager Courtney, whose seemingly perfect life in LA becomes very different when she has to move with her mother, Barbara, stepfather Pat, and stepbrother Mike to the small town of Blue Valley, Nebraska. But once they're there, Courtney discovers that Pat has been hiding a superhero-sized secret that inspires her to form a new generation of superheroes to defeat the bad guys. Right off the bat in the pilot, we get to see the JSA, but the show lets you know that even though the former members are a part of the story, it's not theirs anymore. Now it's about these teenagers in high school dealing with family dynamics, bullies, and emotional issues. The interesting thing about this show to me is how it's lighthearted, but it's not afraid to get really dark. These kids are dealing with their emotional issues and becoming a superhero helps, but it also teaches them a hard lesson on how everything they do when they dress up to fight crime has consequences. Courtney learns that very lesson in episode 3 when, upon going after the leader of the Injustice Society of America, Icicle, kills one of her fellow high schoolers to further his own ends. This is an important moment for the show, because it lets its viewers know that just because the protagonist is a young girl, that won't be enough to keep her friends, or those she cares about, safe. And even after episode 3, the show keeps making a point of keeping both us and the new JSA in check by killing off characters. This show has a lot going for it. Amazing fight scenes, an awesome soundtrack, an 80s Spielberg vibe to it, a well-written script where all the episodes are perfectly paced with not a single dull moment, great story arcs, and amazing written characters. But to me, what really makes this show truly special is how family is at the core of it all. The true MVPs of this show, at least in season 1, were Courtney and Pat. The season started with her kinda resenting him for making her move out of LA. With her wanting her dad, who she hadn't seen in 10 years, back, but instead got a stepdad who she seemingly tolerated for her mom's sake. But when they move to Blue Valley and their superhero journey starts, we also get to see their relationship develop. How they work together as a team, how Pat helps her become a better hero when she realizes she's in over her head, how she leans into him when the truth about her dad comes out, how he's always there for her no matter what. The season finale was amazing. We got some cool fight scenes, the plot of the season was taken care of, and there was a couple of things set up for season 2. But what truly made it special to me was how it left things between these two. In the pilot, we see a tiny Courtney waiting for her dad to give her a Christmas present, but he never shows up. Throughout the season, we see how she still keeps the same box unopened. But now she realizes that she does have a dad. Someone who loves her, who's always there for her, and who will try his hardest to never let her down. So, when we get to see them 6 weeks later, and she gives him that same present she's been hanging on for years after she called him dad and he called her daughter when she came to his rescue, and now he opens the box and it's a mug that says World's Greatest Dad on it with a tiny adorable drawing that I'm sure she did, you bet your ass I became a crying mess. So if you're looking for a superhero show that brings you joy while still being dark when it's necessary, this is the show for you. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a spoiler review or a video on my predictions for season 2. In the meantime, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, stick around and I'll see you next time. Was that good? Alright, we're done.